Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Queen's Curry Kitchen. It's a nice sunny morning right here in New York. And I am in my kitchen trying to figure out what to eat for breakfast. Now I'm going to have a busy day ahead of me, so I decided to make a paratha or a flatbread. But the dough that I'm using is actually made with spinach and multigrain flour. I've done a video previously where I've shown you how to blanch and puree the spinach and all the seasonings that are going to go to make this dough. The next step is I'm actually going to show you how to fold it and how to get the layers, right? So the first thing, if this is your first time making any kind of Indian flatbread, always remember that you don't have to, it doesn't have to be round, okay? A lot of us get hooked up on, oh, it's not round, that means it's not perfect. There is no such thing as a perfect bread. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll it out, not too thin, not too thick, and then you're going to drizzle some oil in the middle. Now this already has seasoning, so it has salt, it has carom seeds, it has garlic. And what I like to do is I like to add a little cilantro. That's the only thing that I did not put in the puree. And then you're going to fold it. And how you're going to fold it is like an envelope. You will fold it a third this way, a third this way, and then you'll sprinkle some flour right in the middle. And then you're going to fold it this way and then back onto itself, right? So you'll make a little pocket of it, right, like this. You see this on the side? This is the thing that's going to cook as a layers. So we're going to dredge it into some dry flour. My pan is hot. We're going to roll it out. And just do it gently and then turn it 90 degrees. Do it gently, turn it 90 degrees. You'll see that you'll be able to sense the varying thicknesses across the bread as you're rolling it out. And just keep dredging it with flour wherever you think that it's a little too sticky or tacky. Definitely go back and check out the perfect dough for making these spinach flatbreads if you haven't seen it before. I find it super helpful. It's a really great way to sneak some more vegetables into your meals. And clearly this spinach has no taste, so I just like to amp it up with a little garlic. I'm gonna come over to this pan right here and I'm gonna roast this roti. Yes, I'm going to put some maple syrup on it, Ron. You got it. I usually eat my savory rotis with something sweet. And instead of doing orange jelly, I am certainly going to put maple syrup on this. Thank you so much for sending me all the good things from Canada. Tim, good morning. Fairly, good morning to all of you. Melanie, hello. Lauren is in the house. Hi, Lauren. How are you? I hope your husband is feeling better. I'm just sending him so much love. Okay, so I have enough dough to make another one, but I only want to eat one, so I'm going to put away the rest of it. Now, when it comes to this part where you can see it turns a little translucent and it doesn't look so wet anymore, that's your cue that you need to flip this over. Okay, so this is, and you'll know, like, you can touch it. It's dry to the touch. So you know this is your cue to flip it over. Flip it once. The second side that has just now touched the pan is the side that will cook a little bit longer than the side that we started with. So we are going to give it a little more time. Nicole is watching. Hello, Nicole. And also Shaya Muhammad. Welcome to Queen's Curry Kitchen. We are making spinach flatbreads or palak paratha. And you can make them as heavy or as light as you want. I prefer to keep them really light, and I don't like a very thick or chunky paratha because it gets too heavy. Now, gradually, as this thing sits on the second side, you'll see it's going to start to bubble and puff up a little bit. So you're just going to help it along, and you're going to press it very gently on the corner so that you don't have any raw and undercooked dough. Remember, wherever it's layered up, that's where the heat needs to penetrate so that it'll cook through and through. At this time, what you can do is you can actually just do a little sneak peek and see if it's browning at the bottom, right? So you see how it's browning at the bottom? So that's your cue that it's ready to flip again. Now, if you like super crisp, parathas, then what you'll do is you will flip this and you will wait for it to be equally brown on the other side as well. I personally like my parathas to be soft, and also I don't like to put oil on both sides. So our grandmothers used to put ghee on both sides and literally fry this out. I don't like to do that. So what I'll do is I will just go in with a little drizzle of oil. I'm using olive oil, but you can use ghee. And then just spread it onto the surface. I don't even put enough that it should run over the paratha and into the pan. My grandmother used to take a whole spoonful and slather it with the ghee everywhere floating on top. So her parathas were literally pan fried and not this low oil or low cal version. And then you're going to give it a flip. When you give it a flip and press it, it tends to puff up because the steam actually gets to work and separates the layers inside your bread. Okay. So this is not a processed food. The only processing that has happened is that the wheat has been converted to flour, and that's the flour has been converted to dough. There are no preservatives. There is no yeast in this bread. So this is really a nice brunch breakfast to have. And you're going to just keep pressing the sides very gently to make sure that there are no raw, uncooked things. And you saw we did not put any oil on this side, but just from the back of the spatula, there is enough oil that coats both sides of the paratha. So you really don't need to do an overkill with the oil, right? I'm just going to keep flipping it back and forth a little bit. Now this side has not got as many brown spots, so I'm going to turn up my heat a little bit. And you can see the layers are starting to separate. Do you see this? It's almost like a croissant made with garlicky spinach. Now if you're a cheese lover, you could have actually put in one layer of sliced cheese and then folded it like an envelope. So this could be your own personal hot pocket, and you could dip this in marinara sauce. I mean, you know, I think the sky is the limit if you're creative. So I do have my chai in here, which I'm going to warm up. What's your favorite kind of bread? I can't remember the last time I ate toast. I'm not a big fan of toast, and I usually don't even eat breakfast that much. But if you have a certain kind of bread that's your favorite for the morning, and in the Indian repertoire, there are just so many. There is aloo ka paratha, gobi ka paratha, potato-filled breads, cauliflower-filled breads, radish-filled breads, paneer-filled parathas. There's so many parathas in the Indian repertoire. You'll never get tired. There's also puri and bhaturas and roti. Let me take some comments. Roar Kore is in the house. So Roar, good morning, good morning. Roma is saying paratha time. Yes, paratha time. I do this maybe like once a month. I don't eat parathas every day, but maybe once a month, once in 2 months. Richard says, hey, looks delicious. Yeah, come over so I'll feed you some. Oh my God, Richard, when was the last time I saw you? Jeez, it's been long. Alrighty, so here's the paratha. Now, if you're a fan of butter, you can always smear this with some butter. This is my ginger chai that I've made. So that's that. I'm going to turn off my stove. And let me bring you in really close and show you what the layers actually look like, right? So you see these are 3 layers that are perfectly, whoa, hot. So these are perfectly cooked layers, as you can see. You see this, how flaky this is? So the more oil you put inside the layers, the more flaky your paratha is going to be. But also when you sprinkle the dry flour onto it, it prevents the 2 layers from sticking to each other. And when they cook, then it separates very easily. See how flaky this is? Yeah, baby. Look at that. So there are coriander seeds in that. You see coriander seeds, carom seeds, grated garlic, Himalayan pink salt, and a little paprika, and a little dry fenugreek herb. And that's about it. Now, the way my grandmother used to serve was she would put a lot of butter into it, and then she would take it and scrunch it. So when she would scrunch it, all the layers would separate. So you could literally see all the flaky layers coming out like that. Yay! So you know what? I am ready to eat. I hope you are doing something for yourself. Eat your greens, eat your chlorophyll, and cook your vegetables, because we are not cows and we are not goats. So our bodies don't have the enzymes to break down the cellulose in our vegetables. But when we cook them, we get more vitamins from them, and our body is able to absorb it more. So this is my Palak Paratha. I showed you this technique. You can also do the same technique with just plain flour, and it will taste fabulous. with that, I'm going to sign off. This is my chai and paratha that is calling my name. And I do have a busy, crazy day ahead of me. So thank you. Thank you. It's not supposed to puff up like a roti. It's a flatbread. Well, sometimes it will. It really depends on how much oil you put. Actually, the more oil you put, the more steam actually gets trapped and then it puffs up. But yeah, it's not going to be as much as a roti. Sometimes an aloo ka paratha, which is the potato one, will puff up quite a lot. But this usually tends to not puff up as much. All right, so you know what? I'm going to hop off because I have to eat this thing. It's really calling my name. And I am, of course, very hungry. So I'm going to go put some maple syrup that came to me from Canada, sent by Ron. Thank you, Ron. You're so kind for doing that. Thank you. I'm going to see you in the next one. Be blissful and flavorful. Take good care. Bye now.